first line in this stream. First line? What am I, a character? Dude. Oh well. Ay. Where is the music? I got it working, but everything else isn't working. I'm going crazy. Hey Sleepy. Hey Isra. Let me know about the sound, if it's working well, because I had issues with that earlier too. Welcome everyone. These pages, yes, now we've seen it. A bit quiet, but not terrible. Actually, I see it now. Let me know. Because I had to play around with audio. Wait. How about now? It should be better, right? White Priest? Oh my god, really? Hey Andy. Hey silly. It's echoing? Shoot. Okay, how about now? Still echoing? Hi. Am I still echoing? Ah, now. It should work now, right? Ah, oh my god. Eh, today is just not my day. Let's see. What did I miss? White praise 100. It's still echoing. Bro, the universe doesn't want the stream to happen. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. When will you stop making me cry? It does seem like you need to raise your immune system's power because crying does help. I don't know. Why this update? Why does this update make you cry? Oh. Is it because this is the same font I use for Kid White? That's probably it. I can imagine. Thank you, CH. I'll try catching up with the update later. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts, and thank you for stopping by. Have a good day yourself. How is everyone doing today? I'm very sleepy. I'm hungry. I didn't finish the pages of today. I want to finish this formatting to update it, to update Webtoon. And I talked about one of the projects that I've been working on. I shared something on Twitter and Instagram. The multiple Ds have been... I mean, if anyone doesn't want to have multiples, it's me. I'd rather a minus than a multiple. So I'm glad that they're vanquished. The thing I posted on... Yeah, thank you. I don't know why... Does it peak, the sound? It does sound like it peaks on my end. Thank you, Sleepy. I've been working for so... Have you ever imagined me working on a course? This is one of the things that I was talking about when you force yourself to do something out of your comfort zone and you start learning things. For a few minutes, take your time, Andy. Stop about it all you want. This is Kid White's font for the next 3-4 days. How long have I been? Probably, I don't know if it's from March, but I've been working on it non-stop. It's crazy. It's crazy. I will be working on... There will be a launch, an early bird launch next week, which is kind of like a pre-order thing. So I'm still working on it. I'll leave more the updates for... I don't know how much I can say, so let's be safe and just tease for now. We sure like that here, right? This is one of your... Yes, one of the two things, and the other, I have no news so far. So I'm not sure. I'm low-key wondering if they're gonna just drop it. I had 4 things, you know. I had another thing, a talk in the university, and they never came back. They never sent back again about it, which is always fine by me. You know, if I have a trip to Japan and it got cancelled, I will be okay with it. That's how much I feel exhausted by plans. By out-home activities. Is it going to be about manga? Yes, about making manga. Again, I can't share too much because I don't know. I'm on a leash. No, I'm at gunpoint. No, it's just contract and stuff. So it's a real thing. And Colosso is just... Their tagline is the best, learn the best from the best. So I hope I live up to that. They seem to be very happy by everything I presented, and I mean, all the great artists are there. It's just Very humbling. Why thought of this question when he was a kid? I'll leave the interpretation to you. Think of it as you will, but yeah, I did intentionally chose this font. Hey, silly, I'm good. Right now, I'm suddenly very sleepy. I don't know what's the reaction. This is a new reaction. This is the first time that I face a technical problem. And did I nap today? Wait a second. I don't think I've napped today. Oh my god, I didn't nap today. Now we know why I suddenly fell asleep. I held at gunpoint, yes. White's holding the gun. Hey, Blue. You know, I wrote a tweet today. Didn't post it because I don't know why I didn't post it, honestly. But it's my Chekhov's gun, and for those who don't know what a Chekhov's gun is, or rule is, or don't remember because we talked about it before, Chekhov's gun rule in filmmaking: if a gun or a rifle is shown in Act 1, it has to be used in Act 2 or 3. And it's just about, if you show something, it should have relevance to the story. And I wrote a tweet saying, my Chekhov's gun, as a slice of life author, if there is a tissue box in Act 1, you are going to be using it by Act 2 or 3. So, and then I said, in my head, because I just wrote that tweet, drafted it, and went back to my tablet, and then I thought, but I do have a gun as a slice of life author in this story, so is it going to be used? Or hasn't been used already? I'm very excited for your excitement, Sleepy. I didn't know how people are gonna feel about it. I know a lot of people asked across the years, and a lot of people won't believe it because I always get people asking to make workshops, book fairs, and stuff like that. Like they want to. I remember the last one was in UAE. They wanted me to go over there, but also give a workshop. And I always excused myself, saying I don't know how to teach, and I have nothing to teach. I've been contacted 3 years ago actually, by a website to do a course with them, and I excused myself because my sister was giving birth at the time and I was traveling. So I just declined, but I also explained that I can't. I don't know. I don't know how to teach, and I have nothing to teach. But when Colosso reached out, it's like, it's Colosso, man. If we put ice cream in Act 1, they must be eating it by the end. Yeah, if I put ice cream, but for now we're talking tissue boxes. Late stream for your benefit. Welcome, Elma. Happy to see you here. How is the update doing for everyone? Andy's happy with the update. Adding a broken heart emoji is diabolical foreshadowing. Welcome, Frog. Why? Anne said she cried and you're seeing a broken heart. Is it because of the font? Again, nobody answered. Is it because of this kid white font, or it's just White talking about himself and not seeing himself being at peace? Or is it Daniel not having his hair black because every time he suddenly loses all color on his hair? It happened twice in this chapter. Or yeah, what is it that's broken heart worthy? Daniel, happy, good. Yeah, I guess. The emoji is separate. Oh, it's a separate conversation. It was very much needed. At a point, I really needed that broken heart. It's foreshadowing something, that's for sure. Maybe. Well, something. A bunch of things. How are you doing, Frog? Dope. Oh, Elma is on Twitch now. That's awesome because YouTube doesn't always YouTube messages don't always appear on chat. They appear on screen, but I don't look on the screen. I look at I don't look at the screen. I look at the chat box that I have. This was a very important. We're just starting with this conversation, by the way. This is still and will go for a while. This conversation, it's the most important conversation session. White feeling defeated made me sad, and he says it like, I don't know. Let's open the page. Let's talk about the update before I start formatting about that. He looks strange saying all this. Also, for those who read the first version of the pages, I hope they updated on the website. I removed the pity because I don't know what brain I had when I wrote pity, because White doesn't have any pity to himself, and Daniel definitely knows that. I don't know what happened, and I wrote the ingrained pity and judgments. So I fixed that. I hope it fixes on the website soon. But if you read that first update, fix it in your brain, I guess. It's the 3 panels of Daniels that made me pause. 3 panels of Daniels, let's see. Which 3 panels? These? Or 3? What? Hey Tam, welcome. The update was good. I'm glad Danny responded how he did, White daring him to accept his pain, and he essentially said, yes, absolutely, I will for you. Yeah. I'm glad that you put it that way. Daniel knows himself, and he's very aware of how strong White is. So he's not taking any steps carelessly. The guessing that, yeah, I'm trying to guess the panels. Like I said these, but then it's like this is White. I chose you. Yeah, Daniel is now a Pokemon. Where is I chose you? There it is. Yeah, I chose you. Wait, I'm late to the chat. Which one? That's one. Which one? Which one was it? Wait. So let's go. This is the update. It starts here. First, we have we now know what's the exit sign is. It's a very sad thing. His exit sign is him. We can see him as a kid just looking at an exit sign, seeing people leaving through that door and not coming back. He's ready just to keep staring at the exit sign. This panel drove me crazy. The perspective, the angle. It's funny that he thinking that Black is growing out of his life makes him look him wearing not baggy clothes and office-like clothes is him growing up. He tried. Daniel is so elusive. He is. So okay, you never talked about the day, just imagining it. So this is one of the panels, Blue. And then I am gonna guess the smile. And then Daniel, he uses his hands and his fingers a lot when he talks. The hard work paid off, thank you. I only have skins in me for every panel. White looking down on the last panel kinda looks like Jad in first chapter of volume 8. I don't know. White looking down on the last panel? Should be this. Cuts to the bone. But seriously, think of it from... Okay, let me just go over the last few messages. Black appearance in the chapter, yes. Why thinking Black is going to leave? Meanwhile, Black uses 100% of his energy to figure... Yeah! Yeah, we should... You know what? You know what we need? White needs to know that fact. He needs to see it. He needs to... Him thinking that Black is just gonna be... Like, Black could leave. Black could leave unintentionally. Could do something like... be distracted. Like, it's a valid worry for anyone that with time, the more I open up, the more everything becomes familiar between us. Familiarity, you know? It could happen. A mistake could happen, but like the way he frames it of him like just the exit door and leaving, growing out of my life. Me watching the notebook and pen be swapped out for coffee and then the same coffee cup appear and disappear. Don't follow these details. I think of them too much, to be honest. I see these details and I turn a blind eye. People think, you know what the funniest thing? When people overthink a lot of the details I do, I'm very happy that they're always right. But sometimes I'm like, they're gonna start thinking of something that I kind of forgot to draw or neglected the idea of drawing it, and they're gonna think it's intentional, and my god. I'll share the pen. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Anne's gonna become a rock star by the end of this chapter with the amount of screams. She's gonna get the raspy voice. White is very accustomed to that. Black gets distracted by a butterfly and runs. Yeah, but like he's gonna come back in the end. He needs pancakes or a shoulder to cry on. Hey, Manar. Black for real needs to put some reassurance in that worrying. Yeah. Yes, welcome. What a way to enter with that line. White needs that reassurance. White has never been known. I still is still figuring out if he wants to be known. The level of insecurity, when you think about it, will suck the air right of you. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly where White is. Not to mention that he came to the realization that he doesn't even feel like he has a self. Oh no, people are gonna figure out how nothing of a person I am. Cryon. This could be, you know what? This could be, you know, these carry on and that. What was the thing? Carry on, or do something and carry on. That famous tagline. I don't remember. But it could be read Grey and cry on. Mysterious plate of pancakes and caramel ice cream under a tilted box labeled not a trap. Because again, what I mentioned, if you read the first version of this page, it had ingrained pity and judgment. And what we're gonna go there. The Yaldar White parallel. I don't know how to say this word. Parallel is there in the story. You can find it, and you'll find it more and more. But a very important difference is that White doesn't have any pitying, and also in this update we see that he doesn't mind the idea of wanting to get better. We clearly see that if he can see that version, if he even asked the question how to move on, when that other person doesn't really. He probably thinks he's already better than anyone. Everyone else is wrong. Yes, but when Black tries to be soft with White and show support, the dude get... Yeah, 100%. You know that update, that the class thing I shared on Instagram? One of the pictures I chose, because I made a billion posts. One of them has panels from the chapter I'm working on, and I specifically said to the my manager that to the manager that is managing the class. It's very hard to say my manager. I told her that. So I'm thinking of posting this because this is gonna be a teaser for people who are into the class because they want to see the class, but also a teaser for people who aren't artists and aren't interested in the class because they're gonna get panels from future chapter. Black is trying. White just needs to stop look for the ulterior motive. Is he looking for that? White's like, please try this. There should be a way for him to Man, he should put his creeper/stalker goggles on and notice Black trying so hard. That is always effective with him. The portrayal of self-detachment and the horror of being alive being my... Yes. Yes. This is what we're trying to do here. How I retweet this message? Yeah, same. I want to like it and retweet it. White being like less... I know it's for Tam, but I do like to see how you phrase things, Frog. White is being like less is more, but is it less is more, or is it just less? And at the point, like it was... Maybe not intentionally, but yes, otherwise there is no reason to be. I need to think about it, and I have one brain cell. I should put a command for that one brain cell disclaimer. But whatever he's doing is definitely him reacting unintentionally. That's 100% is what's happening. Like, Black does something and he reacts, which is, in White's case, a good thing, because he doesn't even have a time to think. So he's just reacting in defensiveness, but maybe one day he'll react in other things. Press the brain cell. I think Black needs to tell White directly how much he needs him in his life, even though it is pretty obvious. I mean, the thing is, even if he tells him, you know how he kind of said great things on top of the building, but right now White doesn't need words, and he also knows Black too much and knows how Black can survive without him. Like, he knows that Black could think or believes and knows that he needs White, but the problem is White is convinced 100% that Black will do just fine without him. The way White imagines Black walking away like he's going to such a better place, and it's almost comical. Yeah, I honestly did see the comedy in it, and I kept it. The irony of the writer needing things to be spelled out for him. You know what? I was writing a scene from the future with someone that we still don't know. And this someone says something about not wanting to exist, and White's reaction in his head or out loud, I'm not sure, is, dude, even I didn't think of it to that extent. So, yay for more broken characters joining. Self-worth minus infinity is a pretty good summary. At least it's not dashing out like the icon of the sign. I know, right? That would have been real comical. Recently. But yay, he said it out loud, right? Like, saying this in front of Daniel paints a new picture of White, because White has been very, ever since Daniel appeared, he has been very defensive and aggressive. So that tells you that he probably sees and feels the hierarchy here. So it's nice that he can say things like that now. Writer stared at words for too long. The words started losing. Yeah, not to mention. Not to mention that I feel like, you know how a good actor couldn't trust anyone, because what if they're acting? So to him, he has this very strange relationship with words. So maybe he read or used or thought of words for too long that they especially if you follow a lot of writers and a lot of media using a lot of good lines, you start losing the trust in words. The people you are going to introduce are broken too. Yeah, I mean, can I really bring a very healthy person around these two just to rub their healthiness in their faces? Is Greyis going to have as many as friendship as No Home in the future? I mean, I don't know. Honestly, before No Home, I always loved Haikyuu for the big cast, the limitless dynamics, and how each character has at least 3 very distinct, very beautiful, very different dynamics. Like, just think of Hinata alone. Hinata with Kenma, Hinata with Noya, Hinata with Kageyama, and Hinata... I forgot all the names, you know. So I always looked up to Haikyuu on terms of many characters and dynamics. So this is what I really... The funny thing is, in 2024, a lot of the media I consumed were groups of people, and I am working on a recap, but I'm writing a lot in the future arcs. Like when I watched John with the Wind too. I don't know if I really hope I manage to do that, because I'm very, very, very unsure of my ability to do that. So let's just hope. Pray that I can do it. Living inside of White's head would have me sleeping. It's for sure, it's very exhausting. I was writing a scene the other day, and I had this idea of it, and the idea, because I write visually, so when I write a script, I see the visuals in my head. And it was a scene with these expressions, with these looks and these reactions, and then the next day I read the script, and the way it transformed, the lines are the same, the setting is the same, but one expression changed from 1 to 1 because Mr. White realized that, no, I can't. It's a little bit too early. So it was a heartbreaking expression that became an even more heartbreaking expression. So living with White is kind of driving me to sleep all day. I thought the new character would be the balance. Looks like he has his own... There's a he and there's a she. Actually, right now there's 2 she's and 1 he. Not to mention Inad is coming, and I know there should be 2 he's, but there's 1 he that isn't showing anything of himself. Found family, yes. Found family trope for sure is what I'm going for. And like, I'm excited to just sketch a few sketches, because I always used to sketch when I write future arcs. I always drew sketches of them, but I don't have the time. I still need to go back to Deltarune. I want to play that. White interacting with... Maybe Black has a girlfriend now. Ooh, who knows? Why is it White? Black is the main character. But white with women should be a thing soon. God, that paralyzes me. The balance died a while back, Chris. Yes. Even though he had his own issue, I still have that chapter about him because he grew up with 4 sisters and had to fight his way to change schools because he didn't want to stay around them, and he felt a big gap. So he had his own issues too, but he died too young to explore these issues. I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing now that I said it out loud. Is white gonna be gone most of the time if there's gonna be more sheets? No, we need the sheets for white, come on. The funniest thing, and nobody asks me a question, like, don't ask me anything about what I'm about to say, but I recycled one of the names I used for old characters in old stories I've written to be a female character that's gonna appear in the future. And I recycled it because there are a few, like there are 4, 5 names that I really love that I used in other stories, but I don't know if I'll ever go back to those stories. So I'm gonna use them in Greyis, since we have the story now. We have a story already. And then I'm watching this series with mom, and the main female lead has the name that I picked up, and the person she's interacting with is very much like the person that this new female character is gonna be interacting with. So I'm between going crazy and getting inspired, and it's fun. Come to think of it, there are a couple of characters in clip. Yeah. Oh, there are 2. None of them. Not Marie and not Tatiana. Hey, Shurding. Girl. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. I believe in white. He's talking more openly now. He can make it interactive with me. Yes. Yes. We all believe in white. I believe in white, Lana. You can never stop me. If D throws out a mention of a girlfriend, chances are white doesn't have a girlfriend. Reverse psychology doesn't work. Yeah, but maybe white has 2 girlfriends. Imagine him 2-timing now. He goes from being white to being old Jad. God, I'll never finish this formatting. We already started very late, but this is just chatting about it is fun. A ploy for people to read all possible. I'm between going crazy and getting inspired. It's gonna be my college catchphrase. It's a good visual. It should be on a t-shirt now, then. 2 people agreed. I did tease before how a visual of white looking at black interacting with women and thinking he's always been so good with women, and it's so easy for him, man. Maybe White's belief in you are who you are born as, in some ways, like he believes in people changing and all that, but in general, like you're dealt a hand and that's it for you, is what keeps him from getting better. Maybe a new character will be the kind, cool type. What is now we have an ad for that, but the more the merrier, to be honest. If there's Black and a girlfriend, it's because he's played Cupid most. It does fit him to be a Cupid, to be honest. Though I suck at romance, so I'll probably will be writing a friendship and convincing myself later that, oh, this is a romance actually. I don't know. I'm just really, really afraid of what's to come. Excited, but also afraid of what's to come. Because also we have Yeldar, we have to explore more Yeldar. We have Violet and Noir. We have... وعليكم السلام. Thank you, Asahi. كل عام وانت بخير. أو انت بخير. I'm not sure. No, I mean, you could be afraid because of what you're gonna be reading. I'm afraid because, can I do it? Or am I going to be breaking everything? I recently realized that the thought of Black growing out of my life... I thought the thought of Black growing out of my life? Yeah, go on. Paralyzes me. Okay. And then I don't want to talk about it, of course. He doesn't want to talk about this fear. He doesn't want to talk about what they started with, the morning, when his mother left. So he's just... You know what he's doing? He's just throwing plot hooks. This is something that writers do. Larissa and Violet showdown? Ooh. Do we still think of Larissa? She has a baby. Can she even... Every time I have to draw her, I have to draw the baby. No, we don't. He can remain an obscure history that required for the plot. Oh! You know what? You answered something that I've said a while ago, but I was able to guess exactly who you're talking about because it's you. Oh my god, he can still be an obscure history. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Manar. I hope I can do it. I will do my best. Shipping a lot until 2024. Then looking back at White, then you have Black walking away confidently really says a lot about how White sees the two leaving. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Maybe because Daniel actually asked. I'm just thinking about it now. Reader D. Just thinking about it. Maybe because Daniel actually asked him. Maybe he would be fine by people leaving if they just tell him before they leave. I really like how White said directly, I choose you. The whole convo is direct and like, very happy to hear that. I was... Can you imagine where I was last week? When everyone was like, this is good, this is bad, no please, yay, all the mixed reactions. It's very strange to be, to release pages, to be honest. Like no feeling were kept covered or words left unsaid. Hey, Tam. Daniel actually pulls off playing different roles more than White does. If you have this mindset in mind and you read this interaction, you're gonna see a lot of White in Daniel, a lot of White. The only difference, again, I wanted to talk about this and I want to point it out, but I don't want people to go thinking that inside of him is all the trauma, or not the trauma, all the sadness or repressed or neglected sadness that he looks away from. Maybe he does. I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. I'm just saying that Daniel is wiser. Daniel has real life experiences. White has a lot of knowledge, not experiences. So they're different on the inside. But the way they act, if you keep this idea in mind, you're going to be blown away by how similar they are. He's the evolved version of White. It keeps breaking my heart how childish the ideas White is expressing in this chapter behind his mature wording. And yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that as well. This is great. That's exactly how White is. Because in the end, he never took the necessary steps to go from childhood to adulthood. I don't want to talk to someone else. Again, would you... Yeah, I was going to say that a few minutes ago, but my God, did you really believe that I would introduce a new character, a new therapist, and go with White over White's trauma from zero? Oh my God, you have too much trust in me if you thought that. It's way out of my... Right now, it's way out of my... brain capacity, because I am juggling too many characters for the future. So to think of a new therapist walking with White, and last stream somebody suggested it's a female therapist. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, they're trying to kill me. Jad accountability time. He should have listened to his mama. Some of this could have been avoided. Yep. 100%. Oh my God, I love a lot of your reactions that I failed to express because we need future chapters. He's being selfish. This is Yes. I don't want to talk to someone else. It's just beauty. For him to say this, to say it took me 15 years to be able to talk to you candidly. Way to say that everything I talked to you about before was child's play or something. I was just entertaining myself. I can never talk to a stranger, talk about my mother, my past, Black. I'd go crazy with all the options, how they're judging me. I feel like White already has some slight self-consciousness with how people read his relationship with Black, but I feel like that has jumped to a 10 billion when Lana asked that question. And to think Daniel still hasn't taken out his cigarette. Yeah, there's a cigarette coming. You know, Blue. There is a cigarette. I did share a cigarette in the chapter thumbnail. You all, don't forget a thing. It's very amazing. What will you do? We have teasers, by the way, today, because the update ends on the right page, so we have left page. But I selected panels from the next update. I didn't... Like, they're not all in this page. I just selected randomly because I didn't want to spoil. Too much. Black's reaction to this conversation would heal my soul. Ooh. Ah. Oh my god. Why are you all so good, man? I am very blessed. Honestly, for those who watched the 2024 media video I shared, I was talking about Run with the Wind when I said that I watched Run with the Wind with other people on stream. And it was a great experience. And the footage showing Haiji thinking of, I am like kind of, I don't know what he was thinking, but he was thinking of his team and how blessed and happy he is. He's a happy man, I think he says. And I was thinking of that in the video because I was happy with the people I watched Run with the Wind with. But generally, it has been my feeling since for a very good while now. And I was talking to my mother this week about how happy and blessed and thankful I am for all of you being here. Especially last stream, like I saw all the hype around Daniel and this conversation. Yeah. When this game Deltarune released, the author, the developer, Toby Fox, shared something, a newsletter before it released. And I screenshot it apart because this is exactly how I feel. Because I always feel like I would have written Greyis anyway, because it's a calling more than a job or a career. But he shared this, and I screenshot it because it's exactly how I feel. In the end of the newsletter, he says, "Thanks for all your support. Without people like you, I would have never been able to make this game a reality. Of course, at this point, I'll make this game regardless of whether anyone else cares or not, but it's more fun to share it with you. So thanks." And this is exactly how I feel every day. So thank you. No more onions? I am the onion seller. You're not going to be here for... Oh, maybe I'll share it on the Discord for you, Blue. Gotta see you all next time. Thanks a lot for coming. I love your reactions and reading into everything and not forgetting anything, how you connect things. Have a lovely Saturday. Thanks for being here again. I get it though. From Jad's perspective, White is so intelligent. He was sure this brilliant young man would figure it out, but we have a long history in the story of disregarding your elders. But White's grandmother, I've misplaced her name in my mind, Aisha, knew is that despite a brilliant mind, he is still a child with a child's mind before any... Yes, 100%. 100%. Jad was tethered by his trust and admiration to White as a kid, but also his own fear of doing something wrong by this kid. I forgot about Lana's conversation, even Daniel's past commentary on him and Black's friendship. There are really so many options about their judging. Yeah, he's very specific when he said about my mother, about my past, and Black. Because honestly, White hits me as this character that if it's not Daniel, if it's... Like, if he goes to talk, it's easy. You have to be very careful with the therapist that you're gonna pick. And I feel like even the therapist you're gonna pick, Daniel has to tell them some stuff before. Honestly, because White is so easy to be misunderstood with how he acts and how he reacts and how he shares and what he says. Not to mention, with the way he is right now and his maladaptive tendency to just put up a front, he's gonna be needing a long time to drop that front in front of you, completely stranger. A new, complete stranger. So as much as it would have been really, it would have, like, it had its good things to to have White interact with a completely new therapist, it is kind of too soon right now. I didn't have any time either, Sleepy. I just played that first day, and I've been waiting to go back to it the past 2 days, but I had a lot of things to finish. I'm way behind in the schedule for the chapter I'm working on right now. Tomorrow I have 2 pages of White and Daniel, so hopefully they'll be easy, because these pages usually, true, they have a lot of shelves and books, but usually they have a lot of text, so I finished them faster, and a lot of panels of Daniel just moving his hand around, so hand panels are always fun and fast. The way White's hunched and the bookshelves in the background is towering over him, like, yes, that's how I thought about it as well when I drew it. Such an important dichotomy for Daniel to give him. Yeah, 100. It was very, like, I loved. I think it was N who shared that. I wonder if this is intentional, like the whole thing is intentional on Daniel's part, and he already knew the answer and already didn't really want to push him for another therapist, but rather he's just pushing White to the next step. I like that mind. Like, I'm not confirming or denying. Again, reader D. It's just me liking the comment, because yeah, it's valid to think that way. Hey, Psycho. I won't be here much long, so I'm here. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Always lovely to see you. Are we blaming White today, or haven't you read the update? I feel like you might not be able to. Oh, wait. Like this. It makes me happy if people go out from this conversation thinking that, damn, Daniel's good. Daniel's good at what he does. Blaming White for what? I don't know. This is Psycho's deal. Sorry, I'm very sorry. They just blame White continuously. I'm not gonna do a command for that. Who are we blaming today? Who are we blaming today? This. Office worker black. Why are you walking like that? We're still on the first page. Dude. Wait. I'll always blame the big two. The big two, I can see who. One starts with the Y and one starts with the I. And then the secondary two are... Noir is one of them. Is it Violet? The other one? Or is it Jad? And then there is the That word, I don't know. 2. I think I'm blaming White for today's update, but then that all changed for when I look outside my backyard and saw the wall. Is it a brick wall? Because I can see what you mean if it's the brick wall. Nobody understands. We all know 2 things about Psycho. They blame White, and they want Daniel and Black meeting, not reaction. Cuts to the bone. He says it so casually. Y and I, then N and J, okay, and then V and D. But why the D? Because he should have seen it coming? What if he's seen more than just the ranting mother? It's a gray brick wall. D stands for D. I mean, I took all the blame if you're gonna be like technical about it and literal about it. I'm the one to blame about everything. This is a good White profile. White sometimes has the best profiles. Sometimes. You never mentioned it. Like, seriously? Did he really imagine Daniel would just talk about it? You don't want to talk about your mother, like, ever. You're too harsh on this boy. Come on. He's trying his best. The true one at fault. It was the... Yeah? I'm sure he did see more than just the ranting mother. He saw a broken woman, and he saw his big sister too, and I think the last clouded his perception of the rest, which is why he tries so hard to be everything White needs him to be, like a black... Really? This is a very interesting reading. And I love it because there isn't enough about Daniel, so whatever reading you share is very much welcome. I'm interested to hear where did him seeing a broken woman comes from, or is it just a gut feeling? Look at him. No black hair. You never talked about that day, but just imagining it? Every time I draw Daniel or draw Daniel smoking, I always think of Loon. I've been thinking about a lot of people that were around with all these reveals and all these progression that happened to the characters. I can't help but think about old older readers. Push them well and all. White making Daniel's hair go grey and yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, this is the second time he looks like this in this chapter. The first one was when White said she left, and now he says, just imagining that day, so. White's hair is related to... Now, wait a second. Let's delete this. This is... This white block, can I remove it? Do I have the whole library? Do I have the whole library? Let's check. I do have the whole library. Somewhere there was something he said that made it very clear that he felt carrying the weight of her Mercurial. Mercury is related to another character in this story. Nature. Yeah, I'm not super... I don't have the best memory when it comes... Like, I don't have the same memory I have for Black and White's interactions and words like I do for Daniel. I do have to go over them. So I was just wondering. The gray doesn't feel so bleak anymore when Daniel shares his feelings for some reason. That's cool. It is very strange now that I think about it. How easy it is for him to talk about his feelings. When there's an eye close-up panel in Greyis, you have to look in and read the life-changing lines. Really? You know what? I have just the one. Wait, I have just the one. Let me take a screenshot of something I worked on today. Just to show you the life-changing eye panel. I have just the one. Just bring, wait, there it is. Why is it not working? Oh, there it is. Look at this life-changing lines with this eye panel. Mercury Eldar? We'll see. If we are sending him there, wrong. My god. Given how easy it is for Daniel to talk about his feelings, I imagine he sat with them for a very long time. I wonder if If he also has he definitely doesn't have a therapist. I don't see him having a therapist. Does he have anyone in his life? Hey, Aishu, welcome. وانت بخير شكرا. So yeah, life-changing lines, sure. We have black saying white, life-changing. And white saying, How casual of him. Yeah, it's like, if you want another therapist, I can refer you to one. I've been having session with them for years now. My God, that is gonna be life-changing for White if he ever learns this piece of information, such piece of information. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Enjoy the Eid festivities and social. If you enjoy that, enjoy it. If you don't, then my heart's with you. And I hope you can find fun regardless. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I looked in? You looked in? On the It's white after all. Nah. Lots of therapists have therapists. I like to think of it as equal weight. Yeah, they should, but it's Daniel we're talking about. He doesn't have time. A lot of soap opera to watch. A lot of opera. Opera? Do you say soap opera? Is it said like that? He has a lot of cigarettes to smoke, a lot of notebooks to fill. He has his life full. I hope I didn't forget any line, because that happens sometimes. You never mentioned it. You never talked about that day. Let's just put this up. But just imagining it. And then he takes a sip from his coffee. Soap opera. Because it cleans your soul. It's a very strange trivia about Daniel. Or you need soap after to. That's my feeling. I can see how your mother's leaving completely altered your personality. Not pulling any punches. He said the child is irreparable. The damage is irreparable. White offering Daniel the same out that he gave himself earlier. True. Therapist Daniel ruthlessly kind. Depends on the patient, but definitely with White. He trusts the boy. He knows where he's at, what will help him at this moment in time. So now we are going to separate these so we can copy and paste them, and then you can learn something with this. He just takes it and makes a kind of like tie. Takes this and makes a teaching moment out of it. We don't have to talk about it. It's a trusty weapon, yes. He's probably very excited that, oh yeah, there's enough. I can use, like, it's not me who's running away. For him to find someone that shares his feeling about not wanting to talk about it, sign me up. But not Daniel. White's terrified look in the third panel of the coffee after realizing he's hurting Daniel, like, please give this boy... Yeah. Yeah. And you know what goes with it that is beautiful? How Daniel validated his feelings, because it's not easy for you to... I don't know. For me, it's not easy for me to tell anyone, like, I know you have difficulty hurting me, or hurting someone you care about when I'm talking about myself, but he says it so easily. Like, you have to learn to accept your words might hurt someone you care about, referring to himself. I don't know, in my estimation, I tried my best to make Daniel just do good to the topic at hand. And the patient in hand. The look of I never meant to do that. Wait, that's what I've been doing to you. Add to it that last update, and I mentioned it last week, I don't know if you were here, how White was thinking when they were on top of the building with Black, when he was up in the building, he patted Black's shoulder and said, "You might be the only constant from my childhood," thinking of his mother leaving and Jad asking the question about the envelope. He definitely didn't think of Daniel at all, so he really, really didn't think about him. But I can see him thinking differently now. At this point. Even though, if we're going to go with... Or maybe he just wanted to give Black the ego boost. Yeah, but we've seen the penance he thought about, and it's when you think about it, technically and realistically, Daniel is the only constant from his childhood. If he's having all these doubts about in regards to the envelope and all that, that makes Daniel the only constant in his life. that is similar to white, that it makes him easily oh my god. Ah, that's painful, man. In the end, regardless of the reasoning, I don't think I need to put any reasoning. It's just clear that white is too much in his head, that he misses a lot of things, even in regards to black or in regards to Jad. Oh, these pages. I'll have to do a lot for this now. Yes, and he doesn't really give attention to things and people who aren't really 100%, yes. Again, it's like all the knowledge he has that are just knowledge, are baseless, just baseless knowledge, because he didn't experience any of it, he just read about it. The same with his observation skills, because he will miss nothing, not a single curl of a lip or twitch in an eye or a change in clothing, or he would just notice everything. But he doesn't see. He observes so much, but he doesn't really see it. White missing a lot of things and is also very anxious and attentive to people's signs of yes, that's too. Thanks a lot for stopping by, Psycho. This really, it really means a lot to me. Everyone who just passes by, even when they can't be in the stream. Have a good Saturday. Okay, I think we can do something here. So let's first merge this. Take this out and then this. Okay, let's start with these. So anxiety has a way of having you so tuned into everything that you can't really take anything. 100%. Beautifully said. It's like he's always on alert mode. Ah, my man. Look at him. He's gonna look good on screen. Yes. This line specifically, I wrote, at first I wrote with your therapist, and then I said with me, your therapist, and your uncle, but then I removed that, and it's just with me because, yeah, again, I don't see Daniel saying uncle at all. Either talk to me and learn to accept that your words, your reality, your truth might hurt someone you care about, but doing so will ultimately help you grow. The last page was 15. Did I mess up? Did I mess up the numbering? Wait, what? The last page was 15 and a half as a special one. Then we don't know what White said in the page 15. This is how. Wait. So the page I posted on. Wait. The page I posted on the website is. Then how can I move on? Centered, but it's actually here because the next update, we have things here. I mentioned on Discord that I was having trouble knowing where to end this update, so I went with half a chapter. Daniel saying I love you in big words. We're here to see it. We're here to love it. I love that's what you got from it. Oh, it makes me feel giddy. Still thinking of Kid White font? Yeah, that happened. In the end, he is. All that we want is for him to connect with his childish self, right? To free that child. So you're telling me to speak carelessly without giving a damn about anyone else's feeling. He could have said, so you're telling me to speak carelessly without giving a damn about your feelings. But them nephew and uncle driving us crazy. Dan and White put the function in this functional. This I can work with. My god, you too. I needed a minute to get it. I know, right? Black puts the fun in this function. Oh my god. It just works. This is the most, like, this is the best part of it. It just works. In your case, yes. I want you to do it, even if it's just with it's just this one time with me. That's him saying, I can take it. Honestly, for a person who doesn't know what he wants, it's just what a leap he took, saying, yeah, I choose you. Praise White. The Sun Moon Eclipse Dysfunctional Trinity. Daniel, what? Now I need to draw. I've been having all these inspiration for illustrations, and now you just added one to them. Like a really pretty illustration with sun and eclipse sun. He's saying things straight up, yes. Why isn't it working with... it's white praise, not praise white. This is the beauty of Daniel's elusive nature. You said, Tam? He could be smiling because, as Anne said on Discord, because it played just the way he wanted. He could be smiling because he's actually happy. He could be smiling because, like us, he sees that White, it's a big step for White to just say, no, I want you. Just the way I like to write. Pretty sure White thought Daniel was big words, impervious, like some sort of perfection of unfeeling until this. Yeah, this is another layer that I was waiting for someone to bring up. This in itself is just a good demonstration for White how to... Because again, I do think probably White isn't really aware of to the idea, but we've seen that he really cares for what Daniel thinks of him from the park talk, and he probably thinks he's a cool person, knowledgeable, and he's probably the first male he looked up to and wanted before Jad and then Black, like the first male he wanted to impress and wanted to be like. So it's a very good thing for him to see Daniel saying such things. It's a good, again, demonstration that he needs. Did White mention his self? Because Daniel said your truth. If Daniel was meaning true self and knew something about it without White saying anything, I don't know. I'll leave it to your interpretation because I didn't... There isn't much behind that in me. In stream? I don't know if after stream I'll find something or I'll remember something. But right now I don't think. Don't worry and don't censor. Daniel living the best soap opera life, thanks. Maybe that's why he labeled him most interesting patient. Your truth, I think, is more to do with White's perception of his life and the past. I can see myself thinking along those lines. Everyone has their own truth about their life and themselves. Frog and N are the ones with the brain cell right now. It's not a single brain cell there. That's for sure. White looking up to Daniel and then let go of Daniel alongside the dream of being like a... I did mention before that Kid White was probably feels like Daniel is his older brother more than an uncle. And he probably looked like the most successful, pristine, clean, balanced, well put together person in his whole environment. He probably left a lot of impression on him. I don't remember White saying anything about himself as in the glass and wall to Daniel. Oh yeah, that. No, he didn't. I don't know. No, it didn't. It wasn't brought up between them in this talk. Love the kid's family. Brother, friend, father, brother too. He has a problem with... Daniel also knew how to make Iya calm, which I'm sure to Kid White that seemed like sorcery. Ugh. He probably saw all the books and Daniel's words, and that left a big impression as well. To have his reaction from his mother laughing at his, oh, this is a little bird, tiny bird, to going to Daniel, I want a dictionary. He knew exactly what to do and where to go. Okay, so now this part. See, this looks like something that is born out by fire, right? Burnt cloths. That is never beating the magician allegations. Not with my way of... even his cat is just... one day... not one day. One panel. Farhat is under White's chair. The next, he's walking wherever. And then it's back to under White's chair. Maybe the whole place is like Hogwarts or something. I wonder just how much White used to idealize. He was his first one, but still, it can't be that strong because you don't usually... even though I have a case that begs to differ, I mean. But yeah, usually you're more fascinated and starstruck by strangers outside of the family you grew up in. White with glass on one side and a cigarette burn. You did talk about cigarettes and burning the floor and the couches and stuff the other day, right? With Blue, if I remember correctly. You know what I don't like? Not wanting to lose the YouTube streams, forcing me to come up to download non-copyrighted music, but they're not all so good. And I don't really hear them, but once I realize what I'm listening to, I want to shoot myself or something. Now you go from here, we don't need you. No, not this one. So how are we going to put this? You come here. I have to go pray in a sec. I'm eagerly awaiting the Daniel Black first meeting. I absolutely imagine Black climbing Daniel like a cat. Daniel is taller than White, so my god, I never imagined that. Oh my god, I wrote scenes, but I didn't draw any of them. Ooh. You know what? I hate music and stuff. Did that happen? Whoa. Improvising ominous moments unintentionally. Okay, so let's see how. Just how. You show the fire more on White's glass side? Yeah, there is here. True. I feel like it did shape who I am now, and it seems hopeless to try to fix it. That makes me feel defeated. This is still wild to me because he doesn't look defeated. It's like, this is the problem with White. It feels like he says what the feeling is or what the feeling should be, but doesn't really embodies it. The thing is, though, Black doesn't. It's a funny idea, but Black doesn't really have problems with his height. He's very content. Unless he's losing to White while fighting for salted caramel ice cream. Now that's a scary visual. Ant-Man Black. And the other one. Copy and paste. Look at that, it worked. I thought these pages are gonna drive me crazy. It doesn't have to float. That's what I hope. It's all about growth. Until a certain someone shows up to to cripple that growth. He would totally be like from his perch on Daniel's shoulder, staring into his eyes. Do you know magic? Teach me your ways. I'd love to see Daniel's reaction to that. Daniel and Black watching TV. I imagine Daniel would be watching. Black would be watching Daniel. How? How did you manage to get White to talk? What are your ways? What do you know about him? Do you have any picture? Any pictures of him as a child? Nothing can change the past, and I know that. But the damage might be irreparable. What a teeny tiny, my god, teeny tiny panel. It's not cripple. What do they say about growth? There is a verb they use with growth. Not stagnate. That. And then Daniel's, yes, your childhood is irreversibly ruined. Stunted. Yes, that's the word. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you. What should have just stood up and said, okay, thank you, doctor, and leave. The black thingy on White's left. On the left side of White is darkness. Again, this panel could be read as, like, he does look like a very proud or confident. Tough luck. Tough luck, kid. Splits himself. I don't think he splits himself. He splitted himself. He more... Just like he did with his emotions, he didn't split his emotions from himself. It's just, this entity I don't understand, I'm gonna put it in a box. This child I don't understand or how to deal with, I'm gonna put it in a glass room with a door. this is one of the most important things for people who aren't in the discussions and in Discord, and this was very much needed to put here because this is White's issue in a nutshell. Him jumping from realization to acceptance. It is what it is attitude, in a way. How I read this, he doesn't really connect with the version of himself that got hurt. It's not a role he knows how to play. That's for sure is a thing. I didn't think of it that way, but it's definitely a thing. When he puts up this perfect persona, it's very foreign and damaging for this persona to be the one that got all that hurt and trauma. His mother as a monster form? Ooh. That's very... I love all these readings. I really appreciate you sharing these. Like, he realizes something. It is what it is. He sees his peers in school treating him a certain way, and it's coming from a very real place. Like, they're treating him this way because he's from this background. It is what it is. I'm not gonna fight it. This is how it is. So he just realized, like, I'm trying to make this friendship work. For example, I'm trying to talk to this friend. They need help in class, and I tried to help them, but they shied away, or they just made it an excuse and they left. Why? He realized, oh, it's because of my background, because he heard someone, maybe recess or at the park. Maybe it's someone that is not related even to this kid. He just heard that, oh, people are going away from him because of his background. Okay, it is what it is. This is him jumping from realization to acceptance his whole life. Then it become Morpheus, this chapter. Red pill or blue pill? This here? I haven't watched The Matrix. But I get the reference for once. What it might be, Daniel, it is ruined. Yeah. Good one. Good one to point out. That's really something, and for you to see that, I love it. I love art, man. I love art as a creator and as and watching it through others reading it or seeing it. White in silhouette is quite a nice way showing how empty he feels because of the way he processes. Yes, that's very good. That's very beautiful. I really appreciate these. For me, it's definitely probably... No, actually, it gives a mood to have it all in black, but also is a thing that I very much like as a lazy person. But I love this reading of it. Because it is a very empty existence if you approach things this way. Because not everything that makes sense or is logical is enough to stay in that form, or to stay that way. Just, oh yeah, I understood it. Okay, it's not just about understanding things. Quote of the life. Yes, we all love art, I guess. I love art. Daniel is shining compared to White when they're facing each other. Like, Daniel... Yes, that's very intentional. White was sinking into these thoughts and towards his silhouette that Frog mentioned. To save time. effort. This chapter is gonna look so bad on Webtoon. I hate it. I feel. To save time. Effort. This is very ugly. Wait, what can I do? The visual representation of the story of White, there at the end, all the words pouring out of him from the open book in his mind. Thank you so much. I wanted to hear about this visual and how people read it. I thought of a lot of things while choosing this visual. Reminded you of ORV one day, Tam. I don't think this works. Effort, pain. In general, them being here, surrounded by all these books, maybe not these books, but books in general, made up who White is. Like when you mentioned earlier, the Tower of Babel of books around him, how the books were towering above him. I'll try something. Look at that. Within the confines of the room filled with books where White comes to rearrange his thoughts past today, he let himself and his... Oh my god, I love this. This is so beautiful. My god. And the irony of trying to always let things go while keeping a mental document of every moment tells you is exactly how contradictory he is. Yes, yes. It's like, you know, these things that he's not really dealing with are like anchors, the metal heavy anchors on ships. He threw them, even when he jumps from realization to acceptance, it's like, when you think of acceptance, you usually think of acceptance is just letting go of a thing that you had conflict with. But when he throws this very big, heavy thing, it causes this ship to stop. That's exactly what he's like. He's letting go of things, but he's throwing them on his own path. So after watching your media video, I've actually been trying to get out, experience more stuff I had just put off before. It's been hard to get out of that comfort zone, but it's been really fun. Very happy to hear that. Do continue to do that, because it's really amazing how just going out there and experiencing stuff, experiencing stories can change so much, and we just take it for granted the more we grow up. And the funny thing here in what he says is, he says, but today, as a person who wants to take action, if you go back to the beginning of the chapter, he read that quote about taking action. Like, it started like this. It started with, a man cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly, yet surely shape his circumstances. And then he went to say that he doesn't know how to choose. I'm afraid that I'm building up to a point that doesn't make sense. Not doesn't make sense, doesn't exist even, because I keep changing these. I don't know how someone with a scattered life chooses their thoughts. But then unintentionally he chose action, not even thoughts. Another progress that he doesn't even realize himself. Yeah, I need to go too, thanks, and the problem is the sun was very very strong today, so I closed all blinds, so I can't see how dark it is outside. Ugh, I'm almost done. Wait, I can... Tell you what, I can do something better. Come on, to save time. effort, pain, feeling. Will I find this brush quickly? Let's see, text. I did find it quickly. I miss all the hydrates. I'll hydrate now and go to. But today, as a person who wants to take action, I saw it the other day for link click, and it had a Billie Eilish song cover playing, but there were lines I forgot to share in trivia that went, but I knew right from the start that you'd fall apart because I'm too expensive. And I imagine that is how white feels. I don't understand the because I'm too expensive. Wait, but we knew right from the start that you'd fall apart because I'm too expensive. Like high maintenance? That knowing him will cost Black to... Oh. Will cost Black or will cost him? For Black to know him will cost him. No? Oh, I'm genuinely asking. I don't... But man, Billie Eilish's songs have such killer lines like that. Ugh, you depressed me now. Whenever there's a whited out white, his eyes always unsettle me. I don't know why I'm focusing so much on eyes today, but he always looks so shell-shocked. I guess it makes sense if you think that he lives in darkness for so long, and if you just shine the tiniest light, he's gonna be blindsided for a split second. He's afraid that Black knowing his truth will... Ah, yeah, that one too. There's... I always forget the two parts that stops White from opening up. It's always him losing his image and Black sacrificing himself and getting hurt. Ah, I keep forgetting them, honestly. And the font, yes. She has a song about the fear of losing your friend to a car crash if you really want to feel... Oh my god. I have a few songs by her. I know a few songs by her, and I have a couple, I think. I stopped listening to, like, I don't know anything from her recent music. But one of my favorite tracks by her that really makes me feel sad is let me just make sure of the... Is it I or you? Everything you wanted? Everything you... I wanted? Everything I wanted? Yeah, I wanted. Yes, everything I wanted. Sad AF playlist. Okay, let me just export these and export multiple pages. We are at update 3. No, not multiple pages, special export, sorry. Export Webtoon, we are at 3. Chapter 77, yes. I hope nothing is wrong. Everything I wanted was my track for the COVID days. Let me export again. Yes. Now, the... what's it called? Oh. No. No. Chapter 77, Webtoon. DP. What should we put here now? Let's see the episode. Today's episode, which... Daniel smiling? Or white in a cup? Or Daniel walking out? How about Daniel walking out? I think Daniel walking out could possibly work. Last update. Last update. How about how would you feel about seeing another therapist? Next update, he walks out. Oh my god, I entertained myself. Was it so fast? Come on. Shh. Billie Eilish has a song for Barbie and it's in a sad playlist. This is a thing I didn't imagine happening. It is time for the teaser. Black walking out. I'm happy. Daniel walking out, okay. How would you feel about another therapist? Oh my god. Oh. Let's save. God, this music is very anticlimactic. Let me just check. Webtoon. Webbit. We're back. Dashboard. Edit episode. Did you not watch the live app? No. I don't watch movies in general. Not really interested in movies. And definitely not Barbie. Sometimes I feel like a cult leader. Here, it's me. Cult leader. Anything for you to feel powerful, Sleepy. Also, anything for you to fall asleep. That would be good too. Let's go to 3 and upload 10 by 10 so it wouldn't break. Didn't I upload something? What happened? Why didn't they appear? I was checking chat. Open. And then 6, 7, 10. God, music isn't vibing. No. There's something wrong with OBS today. And then 11 to 15. What's GRC? Grey records capitalism. Twenty. 21 to 25. Wait, why are we back to are you judging? Wait, I did something wrong. God, I did multiple wrongs. I shouldn't update on stream because I have one brain cell. God. Okay. 3, 11 to 15. Take vigor and replace it with a C and see how you like it. Cece, my cat? Oh! Oh, the GRC incident! Okay, I get it now. My god. 16 to 20. Come on, music. Has a bit of 20 and then 3, 21 to 25. And then 26 to 2. Was just really concentrated on the upload. I wish I'm that good. immediately. Just let's check. Let's check it. Let's check it. How it looks on the phone. What was this all space? Wait. You know why we have all this space? Setting the mood, right? That's always how I make myself better about my mistakes. Is, oh, it's a mood setter. It took me 15 years to be able to talk to you and go crazy. Okay. How about, does it feel me talking about it? Cuts to the bone. You never mentioned it. You never talked about it. Well, I can see how your mother's leaving. We don't have to talk about it. You can learn something from this because he sacrificed, but also want pitying or judgment. So either talk about it. It's not that bad, Afkra. Me just dropping a word, an Arabic word. So you're telling me to speak carelessly. In your case, yes, I want you to do it even if it's just this one time with me. Yeah, I choose you. Go, Pokemon Daniel. Then I'll manage, don't worry, and don't censor. I still don't have much to say in regards to her, you know? I feel like it did shape... It's funny that I feel like it did shape who I am. No kidding. I can't picture a version of me that ever feels peace. The damage might be irreparable. Yes, your child is irreversibly ruined. It's easy for me to swallow that piece of truth and call it today to save time, effort. This is how I manage the shelves then. But today, as a person who wants to take action, then how can I move on? Tell you what, I think I'll add one mood setter. White space, mood setter. What progress we made in a few pages. I know, right? Clap for white. Oh, wait, it doesn't work like this. Oh, shit. Sometimes I feel on stream like I feel around my nephew and my niece generally. My older niece. I can't say shit. But then I remember it's my stream. Three? Okay. Yes. Let me delete this and this. And add... The thing about Twitch on the phone that sends me into orbit is if you open and close the dialog box without hitting send, it sends you back to... I hate the Twitch app. The Twitch on phone experience is so bad. It's so bad. I really appreciate anyone who uses Twitch on their phone. But it's so bad. Okay, thank you, and oh, look how fast the notification is. So yeah, teasers time before I end the stream and go pray. Teasers time. Let me remember. Okay. Embracing the swear words. We shouldn't, but when I get angry about Webtoon, I'm allowed to swear. Okay, so he asks, how do I move on? How can I move on? Okay. We have 3 teasers? 3 teasers. 1. We have an eye panel for you. Sure. That I just noticed with one eye smaller than the other. And then we have number 2 teaser. No point? Talk. The quote is bugging me in the wrong way. The damage has already been done, I guess. No point in talking about it. Life-changing. Always. Again, as I said before, these are not necessarily on this page. I just picked and choose from here and there. And the second teaser is... Oh no, there are 3 teasers. We have this teaser, okay, sorry. This is number 2. From to no point, yeah. I'm scared. This is ominous. Need a compilation of White blocking out people who talk to him because of overthinking. Our friend is so shocked about something. Yeah. Something. Quote unquote. Our friend is so no, not this our friend. I wanted to no point in talking about it, and then this guy wonders why he isn't getting better. That's the thing with White. He doesn't wonder why he doesn't get better. He doesn't think that he's made to get better. Black at the door? You know what's funny? The third teaser actually has black. He has flowers? Yeah. Are those flowers? They are flowers. I'm gonna add something to that question. Call it a teaser. An audio teaser. They haven't seen each other since the talk of the building. On top of the building. It could be like a few days, but in general, they haven't talked or met or anything. Black being angry because White didn't take him to see Daniel. White imagines Black leaving, meanwhile Black waiting to ambush White. So yeah, this is a meeting after a bit of a hiatus between the two. Those flowers are for me from all the emotional pain I've been through in these updates. Definitely show. All yours. It's like a man coming home to his wife with a flower bouquet after tea. Oh my god. It gets worse. That line keeps getting worse. Like, oh my god. I mean, they just had the most important talk ever, and then White just left. I go talk to a sorcerer. I mean, now that you mention it, Black does have a towel on his shoulder. So... So this chapter started with the Wednesday after the Independence Day. So they met in chapter 76 on Independence Day. They were on top of that building. The Wednesday after, so that implies that there is time. It's not like the very next day. And they haven't seen one another since that day. He's going to smack him over the head with it. Like, I'm curious about this surprised white panel. White, yeah. I thought again. I picked and chose these, and I found it hilarious. All of them, all three together. Like, what is even the next update? Especially when you think that this update ended with, then how can I move on? This is out of context, next update. I wonder how many times has Black tried to reach out to White during that break? I wonder. How to Grey on his terms again? Silence is gold though. I need the money. I want to buy a Steam Deck. First world problems, living in a third world. Money. But yeah. Psych? Can you believe it? Can you see me once doing a teaser of something like this and then like psych? I need to hear White saying let's White one day? Dude. I think that's gonna be by the end of the story. if we're heading towards a happy ending. Ugh. Him saying let's White. Ay. Show us a teaser that doesn't happen. I really have to go pray and end the stream. Finish the pages I'm working on. This has been real fun again. Thank you all for coming, for the company. It's been real great. The many faces of White on 100%. And this is our favorite right now. Look at him. He brought flowers. It was Let's Grey with Daniel. It'd be on Daniel's terms, which would actually mean it'd be on White's. Oof. The mental gymnastics. Have a good Saturday, everyone, and see you on the Discord.